This is one of my favorite meetings of the year, probably my favorite meeting of the year that we get to participate in. And one of the reasons is because of everything that transpires from the last 12 months we get to talk about publicly. A lot of times people don't hear about what goes on at the police department, what goes on in the city. And tonight you will get a chance to hear some of those things that have transpired over the last 12 months, some of the things that people have been involved with. Our axiom at the police department, at least one of them, is we hire good people and train them to be good police officers, records clerks, administrative assistants, whatever the case may be. And tonight you're going to see, I believe, evidence of the good people that we hire. Difficult, challenging, arduous, problematic are just some of the words that can describe the type of year that 2023 was. Getting through the year definitely took a team effort. Every sworn, non-sworn, full-time, part-time, and volunteer helped guide us through adversity. Because of their dedication and commitment that they exhibited during this tenuous time, I felt it would be appropriate to recognize every department member. So a few examples of some of their actions include often working at or below minimum staffing levels, working overtime to help fill open positions and extra assignments, taking on duties and tasks that they were not assigned, working diligently to catch up on their own assignments after they filled in for others, never complaining about their situation. So for these reasons, I created a Chief's Commendation. So this year, Chief's Commendation is being given to every department member for their service in 2023. The individual commendations will be presented later, and department members will also receive a special Chief's Challenge coin. For outstanding achievements requiring performance above and beyond normal expectations of this member's obligation to duty. All the department members that are here, thank you very much. Okay, individual awards. First award is for perfect attendance. I'd like to have Officer Zach Taylor step down to the floor, please. Hey, how's it going? Perfect attendance. It's difficult in this line of work to not miss a day, especially when you're exposed to illness, sickness, adverse weather conditions, overtime, everything else that goes on. And for someone to make it through every day and all the extra time that he put in is extremely commendable. So because of everything that he's done for 2023 and continues to do in 2024, Officer Taylor is being awarded the Perfect Attendance Award for 2023. And if you know, well, not quite yet, but come 7 o'clock, that perfect attendance will continue because he is on duty. The next individual award is being presented to Sergeant John Perry. If I can have Sergeant Perry step down, please. As you can see, Sergeant Perry is also going to be working here shortly. Sergeant Perry was nominated for a commendation for 2 separate incidents, and I want to make sure I get these incidents correct. So, Sergeant Perry supervised the scene in which there was a domestic violence situation in the parking lot of a bar. The ex-husband fled the scene in the vehicle shortly after seriously injuring his ex-wife by stabbing her. The vehicle information was placed into our flock camera system, and the suspect was detained by the Ohio State Highway Patrol a few minutes later in the Middletown area. The case went through the court system, and the suspect was found guilty. The second incident Suspects in the vehicle fled the scene just after committing a robbery at one of our local convenience stores. Information concerning the suspect vehicle was broadcast. Miami Township Police Department located and chased the suspect vehicle, which crashed at the on-ramp to I-75 at 725. Along with several firearms. A third suspect was later located and apprehended by another member of our department as the suspect attempted to steal another vehicle to escape. Sergeant Perry was actually nominated by one of his officers. And the nominating officer writes, "Through both incidents, Sergeant Perry was able to lead his officers through two difficult cases and a wide array of crime scenes. In one case, Sergeant Perry arrived for work at 7 p.m. It did not leave until 1 p.m. the next day. Sergeant Perry showed great leadership skills by giving clear instructions to his officers and for also assisting them in completion of those tasks. So, for performing acts that are considered above and beyond the call of duty and giving evidence of selfless and highly professional conduct, this commendation is awarded to Sergeant John Perry." Our next individual award is going to be presented to Detective Scott Lawson. Scott is receiving the Exemplary Service Award. The nomination, in part, reads, "Scott Lawson continued his selfless endeavors by supporting Road Patrol through their staffing needs. Scott routinely volunteered for the weekend bar crowds when patrol staffing was low. Scott would also fill in for Road Patrol officers so they could take time off and so they could be with their families on holidays. Scott did all this while working his regular hours as a detective, at which he excelled. Scott has been the lead detective for at least 6 internet crimes against children's cases. That's in 2023. Detective Lawson played a pivotal role with the Tactical Crime Suppression Unit as he responded to the active shooter scene at DMAX in Moraine, and was also the lead investigator in an officer-involved shooting involving the Kettering Police Department. Other notable cases that Scott investigated and brought to a positive resolution in 2023 include an aggravated vehicular homicide case, a bank robbery, and another shooting. The nomination concludes by saying, "Through all the above listed accomplishments and efforts, the most noteworthy remains Scott's consistent positive attitude, eagerness to help wherever he can, and relentlessness in pursuing justice for crimes that have been committed. So, for an act or conduct which is considered to be outstanding, the act or conduct that was exhibited directly contributed to the safety of the public and the coordination and benefit of the members of the West Carrollton Police Department. Detective Scott Lawson is hereby presented with the Exemplary Service Award." Next individual award we're going to give out is going to be given to Sergeant Alex Flynn. Unfortunately, Sergeant Flynn could not be here tonight. It had something to do with Graham Joseph Flynn, who was born on the 21st of this month. So he is home with his new son and regrets that he cannot be here, but it's completely understandable. But I want to read the nomination for Sergeant Flynn so you have an idea of what he accomplished in 2023, just one of the things he accomplished. Sergeant Flynn is being recognized for several reasons. 2023 saw the promotion of our 2 newest sergeants, Sergeant Selman and Sergeant Perry. Sergeant Flynn has been instrumental in helping these 2 new sergeants navigate through uncharted waters by designing specific areas and training materials and other criteria for our field training process. Sergeant Flynn often took the time out of his own schedule to assist the new sergeants and to ensure that the department proceeded seamlessly through this transition. Sergeant Flynn was also instrumental in implementation of our new field training and evaluation software, as well as the other new scheduling software. Through his hard work and dedication, Sergeant Flynn was able to lead the department through many of these operational changes. These transitions would not have been as successful without the hard work and dedication that Sergeant Flynn took upon himself to ensure the department continued in the right direction. So for these actions, Sergeant Flynn will be receiving the Exemplary Service Award. And our final award is our Employee of the Year. Can I have Officer Paige Callahan step down, please? The Employee of the Year award is a very special award for us. This year's recipient is Officer Paige Callahan, and I would like to discuss just a few of the events that were referenced in the nominations. And when I say few, I mean few, and when I say nominations, I mean there were several. It took me a couple hours just to go through the nominations. One sergeant writes, "This submission is not due to one singular action, but rather a continuous demonstration of professionalism, commitment, and dedication to our department, community, and this profession." Officer Callahan led the department in arrests, OVI arrests, traffic stops, traffic warnings, citations, drug and drug paraphernalia seizures, and gun seizures. Quite impressive. She did all this while she was third on the department in total reports taken for 2023. Officer Callahan is also a standardized field sobriety test instructor. She serves as officer in charge in lieu of a sergeant working the shift. She's a field training officer and an evidence technician. Another sergeant writes, "Going to nominate Officer Callahan prior to receiving any of the other submissions. I want to echo what the four other submissions stated about Paige's measurable statistics and those intangibles that make her sure asset to our department. My submission serves to highlight some of our notable cases this year. Almost all these cases are initiated through Paige's proactive patrolling coupled with her investigative ability to turn lawful encounters into drug and weapon seizures." And as I'm reading through this nomination, there's page after page after page of individual incidents that Officer Callahan has been involved with. And the sergeant listed, just cut it off at 27. He stopped at 27. So he listed 27 individual incidents in which Officer Callahan brought distinction to herself, our department, and protected the citizens of our community. One of our detectives writes, "It appears that Paige has confiscated more drugs on traffic stops than anyone else in the department, and I'm guessing a larger quantity than most officers in the county. I counted 35 incident reports in which Officer Callahan made contact with motorists and obtained illegal drugs during the course of the investigation. 35. Just a few words and phrases that are repeatedly used throughout the nominations are led the department, proactive, thorough investigations, led by example, professionalism, true credit to the department, work ethic, commitment, always going further, positive attitude, and model patrol officer." So, the Employee of the Year award is for a department employee who is recognized for an act, achievement, and series of events. So for these reasons and more, the 2023 Employee of the Year award is presented to Officer Paige Callahan.
Council members, does anyone have any comments they'd like to make at this time?
I just want to say congratulations to all the nominees and awardees and everyone on the police department. Chief, I really like that you are giving something to everyone because I know everyone, works so hard. And I do know that the job that you guys do is dangerous, and the stress that you put your body through and the time away from your families and everything is definitely commendable. And we're very lucky to have all of you. Thank you for all that you do.
Well, I just say thank you very much for going above and beyond. That's something you should be really proud of, and we as a city are proud of you. And also, thank you to all the other police department people who make this a better and safer place.
And I'd just like to also just reiterate congratulations to everyone. I see a community in our police department, our brotherhood and sisterhood. You all guys kind of hang together, and I can tell you have each other's backs. So I totally appreciate what you all do, and I know it takes everyone to all come together to make it happen the way that it happens. So I hope you all stay safe and healthy, and thank you.
I know I'm new here, so a lot of people don't know me. So I'm Mike Boyle, by the way. I do want to say I appreciate every single one of you for your hard work and dedication to the city. It doesn't go unrecognized. I know I've lived in the city for about 5 years, and I've pretty much have seen about every single one of you in the utmost professional way at all times, with the badge on and without the badge on. Stay safe, be blessed, and just remember we are here on your guys' side at all times.
I too want to thank everyone. It's always my best meeting of the year, favorite meeting to attend. There's not enough you can sit here and say about our department. I'm speaking for the community, how the community automatically just supports this department. Comments are made in social media. They back our police department. The community does 100%. And the fire department as well, but the police department gets a lot of positive comments, and that's due to the hard work of all of you. Keep it up, be safe.